very few opportunities now in, say, a place like Africa for lay missionaries, because in the past we didn't have nurses and teachers. That now most African countries, most African countries still have. Today they have enough people over themselves, their own nurses and teachers and things. There are still places that, even in Cameroon, where people don't want to go, where there still might be limited amount. But in terms of, lay missionaries, here, I think the main way we can do it, we live in Scotland, for example. I think we are still very much influenced by the Reformation, the Protestant Reformation. And one of the things, there was a lot of good things that happened at the Reformation. It gave us a taste for the Word of God. I think that's where you have to thank, people like Luther and Calvin for that. But for me, one of the negative effects of the Reformation is it privatized religion. It really privatized it. So if I have a Bible and I can read it, it can be me, the Bible, and God. I don't need church. It's good if we come, but I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't need to come to church as long as I've got a Bible, and I'm trying to. It's me, the Bible, and God. And I think as a result of that privatization of religion, we don't talk. Like in Scotland, you very rarely on buses and things like that, you talk about religion, you think he's a fanatic.
Yeah.
Whereas in Cameroon, everybody talks about God, about religion. You're traveling all over the place. You can see it. Mm. Whether it's pouring palm beer over certain trees and things like that, but that's God. We're thanking Him for creation. We're thanking Him for being with us. So I think there's a huge need, say, with if you want to call them lay people, baptized people, to first of all live it and not be afraid to say, when someone asks you, why are you doing that? Because I'm a Christian. Because that's what Christians do. And then maybe if the opportunity arises, you're not distributing tracts maybe at Circuit Hall Street, but if the opportunity arises to explain, Paul says to Timothy, he said, you must give a reason for the faith that is in you. Explain why you're doing what you're doing. And I think synodality and the whole push now, evangelization in this country, I think that's it. That's really it. The present Pope Francis, he keeps saying, we are all missionary disciples. We've all got to somehow find a way of passing on the joy of the gospel. For me, I see a lot of grandparents here, and they do it sometimes wonderfully well, how they pass that on in their own way to their grandchildren. It's more difficult with parents today, but I think we have to find ways of intelligently presenting the Christian faith as a real answer to real problems. That was our kind of mantra in Cameroon. What we're offering in the gospel, it's got to be a real answer, to real problems.